All of this then leads to the step that I would say is missed 90% of the time, and that is locating and reviewing the payer's medical review policy. And the question that's listed here is very specific for two reasons. One is there are probably things in there that are simply listed as experimental, unproven, investigational. Most commonly, shockwave, laser, kinesiotaping. Sometimes it is using an activator. I mean, crazy stuff you see. And if you don't read the policy, you're not going to know what that is. And then, even equally important, am I clear about the payer's definition of medical necessity? So, therefore, we've got benefits, which we just did. And let's pretend for a moment that there are 20 visits allowed on the patient's policy. That is the benefit policy they purchased. Then we go to the next step and we open up the medical review policy and we see that there's some very specific rule about medical necessity. Only when the patient is in the acute state, only these circumstances. Well, you can imagine that, as Dr. Miles will share a little bit later, if we don't know these things up front, how are we going to accurately estimate patient responsibility? This also allows you to do the important and necessary steps that make it possible for the patient to pay for these things that are experimental, unproven, investigational. And, you know, they could opt in. We have to make sure we understand the medical necessity guidelines, and then treatment planning and certainly care planning can be customized.